we are welcome back again to another edition looking at cashbook. Now, today we are looking at double column cashbook. Double column cashbook. But before we go into what we have for today, I'd like you to like and then also do what? Subscribe to my channel for more content. Now, in our last video, we talked about single column cash book, which has 8 columns and deals with purely cash transactions. But here in our double column cash book, we are going to be looking at the cash transactions and also the bank transactions, because in every business, in every modern business, you don't just deal with cash payment for settlement of goods and services. You can also get bank transfers, or you can also get paid through check. Now, when you are paid through check or through bank transfers, such transactions are not recorded under cash, because it's going to bring about disparity in the balance of your cash book. Because at the end of the day, you'll be looking for those cash and they will not be physically present because they have been entered into the bank. So any transaction where payments are paid via check or via bank transfers, we say those transactions should be recorded under the bank. And anyone who receives cash transaction, it should be recorded under cash. Now, unlike single column cash book, we have 10 columns, and the difference between the double column cash book and the single column cash book is the presence of bank column, where we record all our bank transactions. To come back to the questions, here we have January 1st bank balance, and bank balance is our balance that was brought forward from our previous accounting year. Now, I'll put this down here. I told us they are always under income. So, January 1st, I have bank balance, which is balance brought forward. Now, under our balance brought forward, here you see we have a bank balance, 32,500. I'm recording it under the bank balance, 32,500. Now, my currency sign is already up here under the cash and bank column also there, so there's no point for me putting the currency sign close to the amount. Also, in January 1, I also have a bank balance brought forward in cash, which is 12,300. Now, we've seen that we've successfully entered them into their appropriate column. Then January 3rd, purchased goods by check. Remember, we said every expenses goes where? Into the credit side, and every income goes into the debit side. So when we have purchased goods, mind you, by check is very critical because it decides where this transaction goes into. So here we come January 3rd, purchase, which is purchases, and it's going to be recorded under bank because of the check. So we have a 5,300. Very significant for you to take note of that. Then January 8th, sold goods for cash. Now it's going to come under this place. January 8th, sales. And it says goods for what? Cash. That means it's going to go under what column? The cash column. So that brings us 9,500. January 10, purchased typewriter by check. January 10, expenses. What are particulars? Typewriter by check, 5,400. So most of our expenses has been incurred or paid via bank transfers or bank payments. January 15, sold goods and received check. January 15, sales. Now, mind you, he said he received check and the check was deposited in the bank. So our bank increased. There was no cash transaction here. So we have bank for 7,900. January 17, purchased stationery by check, got there. So we have January 17, we got stationery by check, 1,000. Now, January 20, cash deposited into bank, 10,000 naira. Now, this is something we need to look into when we are doing double column cash book. I'm going to take my time to explain this a little bit. Cash deposited into bank to the tune of 10,000. Now, see what happened. This has double entry. Now, when you have double entry, that is transaction that occurs, same transaction but took two different forms, is called a contra entry. That means it must be entered into the debit side and must also have the credit side entry. Now, one side is reducing and one side is increasing. Watch this. Cash deposited. So what is your cash doing? When you deposit cash, it means cash is leaving your hands, meaning that our cash is going down. So this cash will be going down, and then deposited into bank, our bank balance will do what? Will go up. So I normally do this for my students so that they'll have understanding of what we are doing. Alright, let's start. This was on January 20, meaning that I'm going to have double transaction. One will be in expenses and one will be in income and one will be in expenses. Cash deposited. So cash is reducing, meaning that cash under this part, it will reduce. And once it's reducing, what will be our particular? It means that it is paid into bank. So here will be bank. And cash will be reduced by 10,000 naira. Meaning this 10,000 naira, now when you are going through the cash book, you know that this 10,000 naira was paid into bank. So this 10,000 this year will be C, standing that it's a contra entry. Then coming back to this place, how we're going to record it on the debit side. Remember that bank is increasing. What went into bank? Cash. Now, under the bank, I'll have 10,000 naira, which is C, contra entry. So this shows that it has two entries within one particular transaction. So you need to understand technicalities like this, because when you fail to have or to grasp things like this, it's going to bring about errors and your cash book will not balance and you'll be having shortage in your calculations. Then let's proceed. January 22nd, it says paid cartage. Now, paid cartage, January 22nd, paid cartage. So we have cartage because they didn't indicate that it will be paid by check. Definitely it's going to be under cash, and cartage is 500. January 24, check given to Modate. And check given to Modate is an expenses because your bank balance will do what? It's going to reduce. So this will give me January 24th Modate, because we gave our check and the check is 7,000. Then the last one, January 28th, that is the last transaction. We said pay rent. Rent by check is 3,000. So that brings us to the end of our posting. Now that we've posted it, it's left for us to calculate our income and expenses. Then under this is 10,500. Looking at this is 800. This is 21,800. So definitely under the cash column, we are going to balance with what? We are going to balance under the debits. So let me just rule my line so we can balance. So this gave me 21,800. Now I'm going to balance with it 21,800, meaning my balance carried forward. I'll minus 21,000. I'll minus this 10,500 from here. 21,800, 10,500. This will give me 11,300. So my balance carried forward is 11,300. Now we come down to the bank section. It said this is 32,500. This will take me to 42,500. So 42,500. I'm adding 7,900. Sorry, I'm doing manual calculation. 0, 4, take 1, 9, 10, 0, carry 1. So 50,400. obviously bigger than this, so I'll close with this 50,400, meaning our income is definitely more than our expenses. 50,400. Then this will give me, this is 10,000, this is 10,700, 20,700, 30,700 minus 30,700. 0, 0, this is 9, this is 4, 14, this will give me 7, this is 9, and this is 1. So this is 19,700. So I will just close. Remember, I said in accounting, when you're done, you must close with double line, not single line. When you close with single line, it means you are not done with your calculations, that you are still posting. And definitely, one line in accounting definitely means subtraction, meaning you still want to subtract. Now, I'll bring this balance brought down, and my balance brought down here is what? 11,300, and under here is 19,700. This is the balance that we are going to carry to the next accounting year. Then I close with my Z so that no transaction can come in again. Mind you, you must always rule your lines to be very neat when you are solving or entering account or transaction. So this is it. The postings have been entered into our double column cash book. So once more, don't forget to like the video and also do what? Subscribe to my channel. Thank you.